Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you things you will need to do my corner folding patterns. I'm just going to quickly run through a few things. First and foremost, to get your pattern onto your cardstock you need some sort of light source. So I've got a light box here that my husband has made out of, it used to be a nut box or something like that at the supermarket, and he just brought home the top piece that they were throwing out, and he's just put a light in here and connected electricity to it. So what you'll need to do, you can use a window, you can use a coffee table with a light under it, anything like that. So put your pattern on that, use a bit of tape to hold it down, and then I'll just turn this other light off, and then you need to trace on the outline of your pattern, okay? And that's going to transfer that pattern then onto the cardstock that you're going to be working on. And remember that you're working on the back of your pattern, so if you want if your card's a different colour on one side, just remember that you are tracing on the back of your cardstock. I'll just show you quickly, that's another light source thing that Dave made me here. When I changed rooms, I haven't had time to actually put the light under here yet, but that's really handy, just having that on the desktop. He's just routed out a little a lip for it there and put a piece of glass on. Okay, so that's my first little tip for you. Once you've traced on your pattern, you are going to need a craft knife, pair of scissors, sticky tape, double-sided tape, and different papers. Here is my messy paper box. Once I get my rolls or whatever I buy my paper, I cut it up into manageable sizes and stack it in flat in a box. So that's another tip. So next you need to cut your shape out. Make sure you use a really sharp craft knife. It will help so much easier in this process. Just go slowly, okay, and pressing firm, go around the shape. And you'll find that the more you do this, the more you will become accurate and a lot neater. Now, the reason for a very sharp craft knife is that you won't get little furry bits, okay, on your cut, because a blunt knife will make that. Moving your paper around as you go, that's going to give you the best results. Yeah, whatever doesn't cut properly, just go back and go over it. Just pop your shape out like that, and then okay, remember I've told you in other videos, print your pattern out to the size you want, put it in one of these plastic leaf folders, and then go ahead and tape that down to the bench. Tape your pattern over the top so it exposes your pattern through the hole. Don't be too concerned when you resize your pattern if it doesn't exactly line up. You just center it over the space. Okay, now I've chosen my papers and I just want to show you a few different folds. Number one here is a corner fold, and what you essentially do with a corner fold is you are going to recreate this shape of the pattern. So you lay one of your folds, fold your piece of paper over, lay that on one of the lines, and as you hold it there, you're going to fold the paper So many noisy things when I start to do this. Fold the paper over to recreate that shape. Okay, and that's what I've done there. And you just simply get some tape and tape it onto here. Now make sure when you're using tape that it goes on to the cardboard, not onto this pattern, otherwise when you flip it over you're going to see the sticky tape. Remember, you're working on the back of your project. Okay, and number 2 here is a regular fold, which means it just gets one fold along the length and you are covering up that number and that line that corresponds with that number. Okay, so that's number 2. That's 2 kinds of fold. It's a corner fold and a regular fold. Now I'll go ahead and I'll just do number 3 up here. This is the hand of my little bug baby, and then I'll show you the next fold. See, this is what happens too. You can get lots of excess card or paper on your project, and that does add to the bulk of your finished thing. So make sure you cut the little bulky bits out that don't need to be there. Okay, now number 4 I wanted to show you, and it is actually a double fold plus a corner fold. Now a double fold is one that you put one fold onto and then you'll put another fold on, so that essentially it's been folded twice, and it's usually to bridge a gap so that I can make the pattern go in another direction. Okay, so this one here is a double fold, but it's got a little corner piece in it, so we're going to make that fold now. So we're just going to follow that line there, this line here on number 4. Sorry, I need to hold that still, and then back this way. It'll be tricky, this fold, but we'll get there. Remember, you're just essentially recreating the shape. Okay, so that's hanging over, so I need to clip a lot of that off. Okay, so that's the shape that I'm wanting there, and that's going to bridge my sections there so that we can continue on. And I showed you in the last video what a floating fold was. Floating fold is a fold that may start in the middle away from any of the outside cardboard, and you will have to hold those folds until you get to the outside. Okay, but you can refer back to that video. Now, people have asked me before, why don't I just cut these shapes? It doesn't work like that. Adding a fold to a piece of paper adds to the overall crispness and definition of each of the folds, and it makes it look so much better. Okay, so the different types of tapes you can use, I mentioned, was sticky tape and the double-sided tape. Use the double-sided tape for bigger areas that tend to flap up afterwards and around the edges of your cutout pattern. Okay.